Hello, I'm Graham Elwood. You're watching The Political Vigilante, and I really want to thank you for participating in this show and sticking with me. We're down for a little bit. We got the new studio cooking. Seattle, I'm coming to you, Political Vigilante Live, Thursday, August 9th, late show, 10 p.m. You can get there by 9:30. Doors open at 9:30, maybe a little earlier. August 11th, doing stand-up comedy, all in Seattle. Tickets are at grahamelwood.com. And also, I will be recording that live show and be putting clips of it online so you can get a taste of it. And if you are a $10 and up Patreon supporter, that's going to be your bonus video. Whole 90-minute show for you to watch. So go to Patreon right now and join at the $10 level if you want to see the whole unedited 90-minute live Political Vigilante from Seattle. If you don't live there. If you do live there, come to the show. And come to the stand-up on August 11th. This article was submitted by Tim Stack, who's been a Patreon supporter since the very beginning. Tim, thank you so much. One of the things you get at the $5 level, you get to submit an article, and I'll cover it, unless it's really nuts. Had to shut down some wingbirds. Tim, not a wingbird. It's no accident Americans are still broke in a booming economy. A new study shows exactly how badly you're getting screwed and why. This is in Vice.com. The link will be in the show notes below. And it's pretty startling what this study goes into. It's something we've been talking a lot about on this show. We've talked about before how 60-some% of the population doesn't have $1,000 in savings. We've talked about how they keep sort of pumping up the numbers, or they'll even if their numbers are accurate, there's more people have jobs. Well, what kind of jobs? Minimum wage jobs? 2 and 3 jobs? Okay, they're working, they're not unemployed, but it's not good. And that's what this study is showing, is basically that we're not doing well. Trump, got elected on a very populist, drain the swamp. And while I don't like the guy, and I didn't like a lot of what he did on his campaign, I don't like what he's doing today, I understood that he was telling a lot of people in America. I've gone through this whole country. There's a lot of places, large portions of this country that look really desolate. Boarded up buildings and people not working or barely getting by. Jimmy Dore tells the story of in 2016, he was in Iowa for the Iowa caucuses, and he was at a diner and he asked the waitress, "You gonna caucus today?" She goes, "You kidding me? I got 2 jobs. I'm working. When I finish here, I gotta go do another thing." And it's good they're doing studies and people are starting to pay attention, because it's just backing up all the things that we've all been talking about, and the independent media, the mainstream media won't cover it. The mainstream media won't do it. They'll do some sort of partisan nonsense, Fox News will point the figures out of when Obama was in office, and MSNBC will point out the ridiculous figures or whatever, or the holes in the figures, or the holes in the research with Trump in there. That's what they do, but they're not showing the whole picture, that capitalism is run amok, unregulated capitalism is screwing us all over, and this is what's going on. Here's the study. A new report out this month from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, makes it clearer than ever that this dynamic of workers falling behind is not some kind of statistical aberration or case of bad luck. So people are working and they're still falling behind financially. Workers' share of the national income is uniquely low and has fallen uniquely fast in the U.S. The government also provides much less support for fired or laid off people than other countries do. And the lack of support can haunt the unemployed for the rest of their lives. This study starts going into, for the last 17 years, we've had wages haven't really risen. It's talked about, and I've talked about this before, many other people, Chris Hedges has talked about this, in this 4 decades long corporate coup. One of their main tactics is to eviscerate unions. Strong unions are a barometer for how good workers are doing. The more unions you have, the more collective bargaining agreements different industries have, the better people are doing, because unions give you wages, health benefits, retirement, all this stuff. They give you all this stuff. So they don't want you to have good benefits. They want you to wait tables and then drive for Uber. That's what they want you to do. They want you to have credit card debt. They want you to have to go to Kickstarter for knee surgery. That's what they want you to do. And thank God there's a study like this. Of course, you have to read about this study in Vice.com. I don't know that they're going to report it in CNN. If they do, they'll slant it some way. They won't give the whole story. When the mainstream media covers stuff like this, they always put some slant on it, you know? And then you get some pundit or some expert or some Democrat going, well, you know, socialism might work for Ocasio-Cortez in the Bronx, but it sure ain't going to work for the middle of the country. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that's right. The middle of the country loves being upside down on their mortgages and not able to pay their bills and student loan debt. Yeah, I'm from the Midwest. I've tried Ron Placone and I did a bunch of shows there in June. Everyone at every show was like, oh, thank God for neoliberal globalization. It's so awesome. I don't know what those hippies in the Bronx are talking about. Like, working class people in the Bronx don't have the same problems as working class people in rural Iowa or Oklahoma or whatever. It's such a stupid, it just shows you how out of touch most politicians are, especially the Democrats. Because the Democrats are really scared because socialism is coming through their party harder than it's coming through the Republican Party. The Republicans got the good old communism card to play whenever socialism comes up, and they equate the two things which aren't the right thing. So here's what else it said. The real worst case scenario is that when the next big recession inevitably hits, the resentment that fueled Trump's rise will somehow get even hotter. And rather than launching some kind of democratic socialist, it propels an even more craven demagogue to power. So we're in the middle of that right now, you guys. We're in the middle of that right now. And that's what we've got to think about. I'm more hopeful when I see people like Ocasio-Cortez win, because she's winning on being a democratic socialist, and that's when people are winning. Now, I know we've just had some primaries where, you know, the centrist won, or in some cases the Green, they're trying to blame the Green Party now in Ohio. Okay. Yeah, a vote for the Green Party is a vote for the Green Party. No more, no less. If you ran a shitty campaign as a Democrat, you don't blame the Green Party. Look in the mirror and blame yourself. So it's why we need more than ever all of you guys that are getting involved and those that you haven't get more involved. Join in with the DSA. Create a DSA in your area if there isn't one. Start a DSA. It's not a political party. It's a political organization. Get involved with election reform. We talk about open primaries, ranked choice voting. These are all very, very helpful things that can help reform the election system. We got to reform it somehow. And those are key things. I've done videos on ranked choice voting and how it's worked in certain states that have passed it. And this is why we have to back progressive candidates and not be afraid to say, yeah, well, I'm for socialism. Because if we don't, it's what they just said. It propels an even more craven demagogue to power. You think Trump's bad? If we keep doing this centrist bullshit, we just keep hoping the DNC, just get any blue in there, just get any Democrat in there, then they will keep losing and we'll have somebody worse than Trump. Like Mike Pence, who'll be shocking the gay out of people with his crazy evangelical, like nuts. So take care, look, get behind workers' rights. And workers and a true workers' rights or a workers' party is what could unify this country. Because a person who lost their job that's a Trump supporter and a person who lost their job that's a Hillary supporter, they share the same thing. They both got screwed over by the capitalists, by the 1%ers, by the billionaire class. That's the thing. They want us divided. They want us to think that we're all not connected, but we are. And that's what's going to let us win. Otherwise, like I said, we're going to have a demagogue. Thanks for watching the show. Support the Patreon. Make sure you keep subscribing, guys. YouTube is unsubscribing. Even if you've subscribed like 7 times, make sure you check the subscribe button right now because I'm stuck at 9,700. I should have been well over 10,000 subscribers months ago. Months ago. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the show. And remember, make Gotham great again.